What I am seeing right now is one of the most fascinating, I guess you might want to call it a concatenation of reactions that I cannot believe I'm seeing right now. It is the most I don't even know where to start. But I want to discuss something with you today. This concatenized connection of all types of things. I want to bring to your attention something that you might not have thought before, and it is something called directed or direct lethargy weapons. Weapons designed to target our collective sense of meh. Weapons somehow activating the part of the brain which makes people say, that is what I want to talk about today. I have been seeing right now, so many aspects of this, and I want to get to the bottom of it. Because I know there are some of you, friends of mine who still don't seem to get what is happening. Let me explain something to you. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm spending a lot of time, so I hope you're watching and following. And I hope you're also realizing that there is a private channel that I have, a private channel where I can absolutely go nuts. And I don't have to worry about, does this violate the word? Am I in any way, could this be violative of some type of social media rule? That's, I don't know. None of us know. I have no idea. And the only way we're going to get around that is through this. But here's what I want to explain to you. And this is the part where it drives me nuts. You got to understand this. I'm a lawyer by profession. I think maybe in a linear way. The word proof to me is a funny thing. It's a term of art. Proof. Proof doesn't mean, oh, that's interesting. Proof. Somebody sent me, you've got to see this. This is somebody in the business, in the quote business, in the media business, kind of sort of our media, our type of stuff, but in our business. There, I got this video of this woman who says, now look, and you got to see this answer. You know, a lot of people are talking about directed energy weapons, and there's pictures of lights like lasers. I think, did that happen here? Well, I'm not going to say it happened here. But a lot of people are asking me, who's asking you? Nobody's asking you. What are you, self-appointed? You're an expert in this? What do you do? Why is anybody asking you? Who is asking you this? What are you talking about? What? Nobody's asking you this. But here's the story. You're going to love this. You know, directed energy weapons. There's a company here I want you to know about. It's called Lockheed Martin or something. Here's their website. And you got to see this kind of like a cool attitude. It's kind of like a cool attitude. You know, there's this thing called Lockheed Martin. They have this thing called directed energy weapons. Remember the ramen guy who go like this? He would eat his ramen and he pointed by it. Anyway. I think, yeah. Well, there it is. We know they exist. Nobody's asking whether directed energy weapons exist. This is the premise of this. See, there it is. Excuse me, I want to reach through the phone and say, excuse me, don't go to... Do you understand what's going on here? You're saying that the issue is, or that because they exist, they were used here? Is that what you're saying? Let me give you an example of something. Maybe I can help you with this. This is important. You do know that MK Ultra existed, right? MK Ultra, mind control. This is CIA. This is declassified. You know that, right? There have been studies over mind control since the beginning of time. Studies of mind control forever with LSD and you name it. You got that? Okay. Do you understand that? Good. Critical that you understand, that you grasp this. Okay. It exists, number one. Number two, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told me that somehow, in the case of Sirhan and Mark David Chapman, if some whistleblower or somebody came forward and says, you know, they were basically Manchurian candidates, he said, you know what? That makes sense because of what they said. Sirhan said, I don't remember any of this stuff. I'm missing. I don't have anything. I like Bobby Kennedy. And Mark David Chapman, who knows? Now, stop. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Because I am saying it exists, and maybe because I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised, that's not to say that it happened. So when some cool chick says, hey, here's my website, here's my TikTok, here it is. See, here's a death ray. And that's what it is. And see, and then the next part is this. You see the particular burn part? See, that didn't burn and that did burn. Excuse me, who are you? Who am I? I'm an expert. I'm a cool chick that people love. How many Instagram followers? I don't care. I'm not trying to go on TikTok. What is this? Who are you? I just put together this thing. I got a death ray here. And people love what I'm saying. Because I'm saying, how come that car is all on fire and that one wasn't burned? So let me get this straight. It goes like this. Target. No. Burn, save, burn, keep. What is that? It's a Plymouth. Let it go. Is that what you're saying? And when you see fires that burn, that are moving en masse, like swarms, how does the fire know where not to go? How does it know not to go? Don't do that. That's not targeted. Do you know other people who I've told you this, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to let our good name be destroyed by these people again. And you're not going to sit back and just let this happen. You're not going to sit back and say, okay, well, that's kind of cool. No, it's not cool. We've been hurt. We have been so hurt and sidelined for so long by these people, these children, these people who come up with these phantasmagoric connections, whether it's about COVID, whether it's about 9/11, whether it's about UFOs or vaccines or anything. They just come about. They talk about children who are shipped in furniture, and there's no end to this. There's no end. And we've got to stand up and disabuse ourselves and saying, listen, this doesn't qualify as proof. Sit down. The verdict is not guilty. You haven't proved anything. Nothing. I've been through this. Many of you, you might not have been here during 9/11. Debris patterns of planes. People became these weird experts overnight. They all of a sudden, it's like this is a directed energy weapon expert because she looked at a Raytheon website that admitted what we knew were in existence. We know this. The Saudis or the Chinese have been talking about doing this in space with other satellites. We're not questioning that. But I remember when people were saying, hey, they say there was a plane. Well, you see, when planes travel at a certain speed, they disintegrate. What? They disintegrate. 6-ton titanium engine? What are you talking about? They just make some. Yeah, that makes sense. During the O.J. Simpson case, I know many of you don't know this. People were saying, Why wasn't there more blood in the Bronco? Overnight, people were coming out with this stuff overnight. What do you know about blood? Well, he should have been covered with blood. And we used to have experts on it. I had an emergency room doctor, never forget. He says, when you're stabbed, blood pressure drops, and then you go for the neck wound. You know what happens? The blood kind of, because there's no blood pressure. I'm not going to go through this. We have a bigger problem in this country. It's called directed lethargy weapons, DLW, directed lethargy. Because while some people, I got to take one more. Then there was a guy, and I saw this on Rumble or something. He put out a video somebody sent me. And you know what he says? Look, I admit there's no connection with you. Well, what? But that's not what you said. You said this was, well, maybe I did. We got to go back to school and teach people A, you don't go to B until you establish A. Then you don't go to C until you prove B. Here is the issue right now. Listen to me. Listen good. Listen real good. Listen carefully. You know what the issue is? The issue is something even worse. The issue is that nobody cares about this. Why is nobody caring about this? Why? Look at this. Insidious says, I am an ex-bank regulator. When banks started failing, everyone became an expert overnight. You are so correct. It's this but you know what though, Sid, Mr. Insidious? It would be like saying, well, this is a deliberate bank failure. Why? Well, there was a savings and loan problem. Yeah. Well, what does that have to do with anything? That doesn't prove anything. Well, it does in my book. All right, I'm going to ask you questions. Ready? Question number 1. Where is the power? Where is the government in Lahaina? Number 2, do you know the history of how, that Hawaii was found between 300 and 700 AD by Polynesian kings? The Lahaina was the capital. And why is there no authority there? Why are people like Maisie Hirono saying, well, there's climate change? Excuse me, Maisie? Yeah, listen, honey, nobody's asking you what the source of this is. Why isn't the federal government doing something to help things out? If I didn't know better, I would think you want this to be a complete and total transfer of title into something, or you're just saying, well, there goes Lahaina. Sorry. You will come up with endless monies out of nowhere to support and defend and protect and to establish the folks who are, for whatever it's worth, people who are moving into this country, invading my country with whatever. How are you doing this? Who's taking care of these people? Where is the new government? What has the government done right now? And how does this president, now listen to this carefully, they're sending a message out. How does this president allow himself to be seen on a beach in Wilmington where another beach is devastated, where there is no help? And what people are saying is there's no help. It's all just regular folks. Nobody's doing anything. How does this? These are the questions. You haven't even figured out what happened yet with Hunter Biden and that stupid story. And yet, you know what they're trying to tell you? It's riot watch in wherever it is. You're not going to believe this one. This kills me. President Joe Biden offered a stone-hearted no comment Sunday when asked about the mounting death toll in the catastrophic Maui wildfire. This is the deadliest U.S. wildfire in more than a century. after sunning himself on a beer near his Delaware home. The commander-in-chief gave the unsympathetic non-answer as the death toll climbed. After a couple hours on the, Rehoboth Beach, POTUS was asked about the rising death toll in Hawaii. This is according to Justin Singh, Bloomberg reporter. No comment, he said before heading home. No comment? No comment? No comment? During a bike ride earlier Sunday, Biden gave a similar unfeeling answer. We're looking at it. Biden last week declared a major disaster on Maui, pledging that the federal response will ensure that anyone who's lost a loved one or whose home has been damaged or destroyed is going to get help immediately. But the president's tepid responses yesterday received a quick backlash, with some comparing them to his response to the toxic spill unleashed by a train derailment in East Palestine. Remember that? He doesn't care about this. Remember East Palestine? Is that over? Is that done with? Is that what we're seeing is targeted lethargy? This is the issue. Not somebody trying to be cool, say, hey guys, here's my thing I looked up on Raytheon or Lockheed Martin. See, there's this thing called direct energy weapons. Hey, I know you think I'm sexy and everything, but I just don't understand these burn. Would you shut up? We look like idiots. We do. Again. You know who looks like idiots? The UFO community, the anti-vax community, the folks who believed in the Constitution, Trump followers. I think he's the best president. Remember that? They would always zero in on some lunatic. Do you see what's happening? Who speaks for you and me? Who speaks for you and me? Who are the people who say, wait a minute, hold it. No. I'm not talking about death rays and weapons. I'm not talking about that. What are you talking about? I'm not talking about that. And I'm not talking about this Hunter Biden. Now listen to me. The Hunter Biden story is over. Let me say this again to you. I want you to understand what I'm saying. I want you to listen to me. The Hunter Biden story is you love the word distraction. I know you do. You love it. You love distraction. You love when I say distraction. You love that. Because you believe that everything is done deliberately to distract. Okay, fine. Whatever. Listen to what people say. And you're not going to see from Steve Doocy and Ainsley Earhart. You're not going to see from Brian Kilmeade and all these people and Tammy Bruce and whoever the hell's on that show. I don't know. And I believe that perhaps maybe Tulsi Gabbard maybe finally getting down to business regarding this. How's my light? Do I sound sultry enough for you? Do you enjoy the whiskey smooth countenance? Do you like that? I'm Tulsi. What's your name? My sign? Well, feces. What's yours? Yes, I was there. I'm not there anymore, but I might be running for president. I'm kind of like that Carrie Lake. Nobody knows what we do. But we just want you to think we're hot. You think we're hot? I'm hot. Carrie Lake's always talking about, I lost the election. Yes, Carrie. Thank you very much. What? We are doomed. Who speaks for us? Who? First question, Steve Doocy, if you're interested, or anybody else, get the families. How long have your family members been there? Have people been trying to get you to oh yes. Have people been trying to get you to sell your property? Oh yes. How long? Well, foreign people, Tell me a little bit about this. What do you think about this? You got this? Tell me something that we don't know. What about the warning? Now they're blaming the power company because the power company didn't change the something. Again, that's not it. The question is, and here's the ultimate question, and we're just speculating because we don't know, because we're not Pythonic, we're not phatic. What's going to happen to Hawaii next? What's going to happen next? When? What's going to happen? What's Lahaina going to look like in 5 years, 6 months, a year? What's going to happen? Because it's going to be forgotten. What's going to happen? What's going to happen next to it? Is it going to be East Palestine? Remember that one? Who was that guy from East Palestine? Who was that? Was it who was the congressman or the senator, or what was his name? It's all you talked about. The water and what happened, and is Pete Booty giggity? I guess he has no. I guess there's no transportation interest whatsoever. He's gone. Gone. See ya, Pete. Thank you. Gone. And we need to have a series, a group of people. We need to have a kind of a SEAL Team 6 Delta Force shock troop group of really smart and wise and sapient media folks who ask the right questions, who have the right platforms, who want to ask you, what does this mean? And who do not say something has happened unless there's proof of it. That's what we need. Because this is going to be forgotten. This is a story, and they're counting on it. They're counting on your torpor, your ennui, your languor, your lassitude, your okay, whatever. Next, East Palestine. Remember that? There's no water. No water. Remember that? What happened? Did they fix it? I don't know. Because Americans have the attention span of a gnat. And we amuse ourselves with people saying, well, I think maybe the death ray might have been a reason for the... Maybe the only way people care about something is if you come up with some idea, I guess, that somehow provides some form of, I don't know. I swear to you, I will never, I do not understand what is happening. I do not understand. This country is not only screwed up, but we're screwed up. Something happened to our ability to even think logically. Somebody is... Give you another example. This is my favorite. Do you know, I've got friends, I'm sure you do too. They are the vaccine experts. Have you met these people? Oh yeah, vaccine. And they spend their day every time Dixie Chicks canceled their concert. What? Dixie Chicks canceled it. The Dixie Chicks? Somebody said this. Robbie Robertson died. Yeah. I think he had cancer. I'm not sure. See what I do here? This is called looking at Robbie Robertson. He died, who succumbed to prostate cancer at the age of 80. Okay, Robbie Robertson, okay? Okay. Now, there are people who say whoever dies in the, whoever drops dead, every athlete's heart attack, you do not want them on any kind of test, any kind of study, anything where they are deliberately going for the result to prove something they want to be true. They have no idea. And if I told you that, they have no idea what you're talking about. They have no idea what you're... I'm saying, do you know what you're doing? You're becoming the dread anti-vaxxer. You're sounding like you're a layman sitting back and you're just saying, you know nothing. Well, I did get this article. Let me show you the other argument. Let me show you the other argument. And I just want the truth. I want you to realize that every time you open your mouth, somebody's going to listen to you and blame me for you. And I'm tired of being blamed for you. Now think about this. Do you know how many people have taken this stuff and are alive today? Do you know? Just anecdotally, what are you talking about? It wouldn't even. Okay. And that's not to say that we don't need to investigate. Here's one for you. Here's another one for you. This kills me. Whenever somebody, work with me on this. Whenever somebody commits a murder or is involved in a shooting or something dastardly, the first thing to do is, were they on SSRIs? SSRIs? Yes, were they? Because that's the cool thing to do. That's the answer. You should always ask, were they on SSRIs? Have you heard that one? Because the literature says that if that one of the side effects or effects of it is murder, suicide, murder, something like that, right? That's all people know. And in our community, among the conspirators, that's it. Off to their races. And every time somebody, were they on medication at the time? Were they on psych meds at the time? Were they? There you go. Were they on SSRI? There you go. Just like people used to say, heroin, huh? Yeah. Well, they started off on marijuana. Wait a minute. Hold it. Take it easy. Hold it. Do you know that with the SSRI case, I just heard this recently, whatever. Do you know that when somebody's taking SSRI medication, why do you think he's doing that? Why? For psychiatric reason. Psychiatric medication. Who takes psychiatric medication? People who might have an underlying psychiatric issue. People who might be evincing and exhibiting and presenting psychiatric problems, thus in need of psychiatric medication. So the issue is not necessarily are they on or off the medication, but it might be the people themselves who are doing that. See, nobody thinks that way. That doesn't work. If you want to work in the conspirator group, the conspiratorium, I guess, you've got to say, oh, no, that's not a headline. No, I want to blame Big Pharma. I want to do this. That's how you get your cred here. Sorry, that kills us. I am not going to be associated. I'm not going to be dragged in. I'm not going to have to always beat these people off with a stick and say, don't count me in on this. I'm not in that group. Don't count me in. No. And what do? Do we ever self-police? No. Nobody ever says, wait a minute, hold it. I've got people who are religious folks, and I'm saying, do you ever do anything? Do you know the crazy people who are walking around here? Good people who give religion a bad name, and you never say anything about it. Do you ever think about it? Look at the news. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening to that island. Look what's going. Who's in charge of that? What is being done? What is it going to look like? What if it's filled with low-income housing in less than 6 months? Remember, I'm going to tell you that. Is that a possibility? Could very well be. Could very well be. What are you looking for? What are the issues? What's happening here? What's happening to the environment? What is this? It's far too complicated. It's a multidisciplinary type of thing. What were the origin of the fires? Please don't show me that Lockheed Martin ad again. I'm going to scream. Where did it start? How did it start? How did it spread? Why were there no alarms? When alarms don't go off, most rational people say somebody wanted the alarms turned off. Why is that? Listen to what I'm saying. I don't care if anybody's offended. I don't care what it is. I want the truth. And I am finding myself yet again. I have no one. The Republicans completely off. I don't know what they're talking about. They just pretend. Democrats, say no more. Libertarians, socialists, no. I don't know. Trump could own this. What's Trump saying about this? I told you, 1965, Hurricane Betsy. LBJ, what's Trump doing? Still talking about, I guess, the election or something. Or maybe the indictments. Maybe that's all. Somebody brought up Carrie Lake. It's like, is she still talking about losing the election? So what is with you people in Carrie Lake? What is she saying that I missed? What's going on? I don't know. I just like her. You people, they just like her. Tulsi Gabbard, the absolute, the Bathsheba of, I don't know what that even means. The obviousness. You know, sounding okay? Vivek Ramaswamy. Quick yes or no. Are you seeing Bobby Kennedy kind of drifting away? Are you hearing less and less from Bobby Kennedy? Yes and yes. Do you? Are you hearing less and less from Bobby Kennedy? If I were Tucker Carlson, I would say stop right now and do this. Don't mention directed energy weapons. Directed lethargy, maybe. Where's Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Has he heard anything? What's going off? What is going on? It's almost like we're not seeing this. Who's Ramaswamy is like, okay, they're allowing him. Remember one thing, when the mainstream media start liking a candidate, there's something wrong with that. What are you noticing? What are you noticing? Not what are you reading? Don't let some TikTok person decide. What are you noticing? Who's there? What is happening? Do you think that somebody who makes almost $1 billion, or maybe in the tech community, is going to be the firebrand? Do you really think that somebody who made the money is going to come and destroy big tech? Big tech is what used to be called the trusts and the monopolists. You really think so? Maybe. Where is your curious eye? Where is your suspicious eye? Don't be in a position where you start clapping. I like Carrie Lake. I like it. No. That's not what we're doing. This isn't a beauty pageant. Let's talk about what is going on. What is the method? What's going to happen this week? You know they're going to be going after. By the way, if Sidney Powell and Rudy and others think it's over, apparently they're going to be going after them again. That's. So what's happening? We have to self-police. I can't see it anymore. Now, let me also tell you something right now. You've got to do me a favor. Not me a favor. You got to do your a favor. You've got to follow Lynn's Warriors on X. I still can't call it. I still look at my phone. I see that X thing, and I don't connect it with Twitter. It's always Twitter for me. Follow her at Lynn's Warriors, Lynn's_Warriors, and at YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. Find out what's going on right now. Everybody, the last minute now. Oh. And listen to this one. This is from me. Watch how many times you will hear the word warriors regarding children. Listen to how many times all of a sudden warriors. And by the way, it's a great word. You can't copyright a word. People are saying, ooh, because they see what she's doing. Watch this. Watch this. Just pay attention. And once you see it, you'll say, oh, I got it. Okay, dear friends, I got to run. We got a million things to do. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Lionel Media. And you better be subscribed to this channel right now. Because if you're not, I don't even know what to tell you. right now. You better be subscribed right here to Lionel Nation. All right, dear friends, we'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. And until then, remember these final words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.